Hey, good morning. Welcome in. Welcome back, everybody. Let's get right into it and let's talk about these energies. Today, we do have grace within the chaos. It's an 8 card. And so there's something here coming through connected to strength. And then we get this and that are true. And so two things can be true at the same time. And so today we got some pretty significant, powerful energies. We do have the Spring Equinox portal. And it is a balancing of light and darkness. And so how can you kind of step into your highest intentions, right? We're kind of in the portal of embracing renewal. I want to say renewal. This is a 35 card. And so there is a connection to the wounded healer coming through. We kind of see the fire of enlightenment here and kind of rising above, I feel, all of the pain, the struggles. We do have to have a little bit of an open mind here when it comes to shifting our perspective. There's a nuance and there's a complexity here as well, right? Because this and that are true. Two things can be true at the same time. And so how can you maybe give yourself a little bit of grace despite the chaos kind of going on around us, right? And so I do feel with the sun moving into Aries, this really is igniting a fresh energy, new passion, a renewed sense of purpose. It is the first sign of the zodiac, right? And so Aries energy is the energy of leadership. It's a pioneer. It is the warrior of the soul energy. And so this shift that is happening today in the collective, it's not just external. It is a deeply spiritual shift. And so we got the card out of begin with faith in spring. And I just can't even believe the synchronicities. It is a 19 card. And so numerologically, 19 is connected to a karmic debt. It is connected to the fall of the ego. 19 is also connected to the energy of the sun. And so how appropriate that we are entering the spring equinox portal. And the card does state, begin with faith in the spring. And so we are on the precipice of a new beginning. This is the energy of returning to innocence. The energy really is fertile for growth, for planting seeds. And then on the bottom of the deck, we still have that grace within the chaos. And so this is about accepting life's complexities, right? When we actually surrender and accept, hey, let's face it, life is hard. It actually isn't that hard when we accept that it's hard, right? And so maybe there is an energy here of seduction, which has maybe distracted somebody from their higher truth, their higher path. But I feel the message today really is an invitation from the universe to plant a new seed, to plant a powerful intention for the spring season ahead. And you kind of see like the lotus energy kind of blooming there, right? And so really, this is a really, really strong message today, I feel, of rebirth, renewal, transition. I really feel this is a message of basically embracing the duality of truth, right? We got to embrace the paradoxical journey of spirituality. And so I do feel back to that, two things can be true at once. We are both at an ending and a beginning, right? And so with all endings do come new beginnings. And we're kind of in this moment, I want to say, of stillness, a moment of stillness before we kind of surge forward. I do think this is a really strong message of reflection before there is a call to action, because the equinox itself, I want to say, is a perfect balance. It is a perfect balance of equal parts of light and darkness, and it does show us that life exists in harmony. It does exist in duality. And so I just feel this excitement for a new season. The weather where I am at in the world has just been absolutely beautiful. The sun has been shining. I've been going for walks. I've been getting grounded. And so as we enter into a new season, though, I did have a purge last night, and we have to kind of purge the grief for what is being left behind, right? And we have to honor the wisdom of our past so we can fully embrace this fresh energy of this Aries season. And I do want to say happy birthday to any of my Aries out there watching. But I feel right now we do have to kind of hold space for both the shadow and the light, because I think this is the key to growth. It's the key to the fertile ground of a new beginning. And so with the sun entering into Aries, we are entering a cycle of newness. Look at all the green on the card. This is when the grass comes back to life. This is when the trees start to bud. And it is almost like the energy of the Fool. Aries carries the energy of the Fool in the tarot. And so we're kind of in this portal, I want to say, of pure possibility. We got to be fearless. We have to have the courage to take that leap of faith, right? And so this Aries season, I want to say, is a season of initiation. We are encouraged to move forward with a little bit of grace despite the chaos, because when there's endings, there's usually chaos, right? Because we don't have all of the answers, and it takes strength to plant those new intentions, to go after our dreams, and to sow the visions of the future over the coming months, right? And so I just feel something here is sprouting, and I do feel this is connected to higher consciousness. And I think this is just the beginning. It's finally just about to take shape. And so I do want to touch a little bit deeper on Karmic Debt 19, though, because this I feel is the light and the shadow of the rebirth, right? And so this is a number that represents the path from the ego to enlightenment, right? And so it is the disillusionment. It is connected to the sun. It is the energy of illumination, success, and divine truth. But it is a big reminder that true growth requires us to face our ego, to face our shadows. It is about learning to trust our inner light rather than seeking that external validation. And Karmic Debt 19 really is about understanding that the road to fulfillment is often going to ask us to release all of these outdated beliefs, right? We got to detach from ego-driven desires in order to embrace the full complexity of our journey, right? So I just feel right now we're in a rebirth process, and we are tempering ourselves. This transformation is going to come with discomfort. It's going to come maybe with a tower moment. The tower comes in to break apart the outdated beliefs. There could be a tower moment, and maybe you're going to say, oh my goodness, I didn't see this coming. Where did this come from? I do feel there's a demanding energy, a discomforting, demanding energy, I want to say, of growing pains. The tower comes to shake up a false foundation. We've got two majors on the cut. This is saying the universe is kind of in control here. There is some type of alchemy taking place. And so how can you maybe embrace the flow? I think the universe is asking you to embrace the flow. So let's get a few more of these cards out, and let's see what this new beginning is all about, because I do think it's going to require faith, right? It's definitely going to require faith. We get the Three of Coins. That was the last card that fell out. The first card that fell out, we get the Knight of Swords. The middle card is the Palace of Wands. And there's that fiery, passionate energy. And so this to me is saying springing forward very quickly. The Knight of Wands is one of the fastest moving knights in the deck. The Palace of Wands for me is like the Ace of Wands on steroids. And this is about a collaboration, right? And so we see Capricorn energy, we get air energy, we get fire, and on the bottom of the deck, we do get that Page of Wands. And so this is a brand new beginning. The pages do represent innocence, right? And so that's where we're at. We're moving forward. There's passion, there's emotions, but there is a need to move on, right? There's a need to move on, maybe from materialistic driven intentions. And I think there's a faded moment here where we are moving forward, right? This is the energy of moving forward, unencumbered, I want to say. And so the doorway is kind of opening here, I want to say, for some type of reunion. The Four of Wands is my twin flame union card, and it is representing on this card Venus and Aries. And so we do have Venus retrograde in Aries right now. And we've got that Kazemi playing out, right, with Venus retrograde and the sun. That's going to be playing out right shortly here. And I just feel maybe there's a need to kind of look back at some type of past patterns, right? The Eight of Swords below the Four of Wands is like a bubble's about to get burst. We gotta take it back to that cut, to that tower energy. And so we are in a portal of expansion, right? Expanding our beliefs about love, about home, about romance, about money. And so as Venus works its way backwards, you might find yourself in a protective bubble of really figuring out what is holding you back from your most authentic essence. And then there's going to be forward movement, right, with that Cancer energy. But I think there's a need to move on from heartbreak. There's a need to move on from self-sabotaging patterns and behaviors. But something here I want to say is moving forward very quickly. I do feel Aquarian energy with that Knight of Swords, so you could be dealing with Aquarius. or you could be an Aquarius. We do see Capricorn as well. We get more Aquarius here. We get water energy. We get the wands again. We get fate. And that is connected to Jupiter. And now that Jupiter is out of its retrograde phase, it is moving forward. And I do feel we got earth energy coming through today. This reading really is, I want to say, a call to aligned action, right? And so as we step through this equinox portal, we are kind of revealing a very powerful energy, I want to say, of momentum, right? Momentum, renewal, alignment, right? That's what these are all saying for me. And I just feel there is swift action without a doubt. There's an inspired new beginning here. And there could be collaborative growth. Although we only see one person on the card, the Three of Wands is about collaboration, right? And so this clarity that's coming through, it's not about charging forward recklessly, although this can mean a little bit of reckless behavior here. But I do feel it's time to charge forward, right? Aries energy is going forward fearlessly, quickly. There could be this energy of needing to act on a new idea. I do feel there's like divinely inspired energy here. It's like a creative spark, a new passion, an intuitive push to go towards starting something new. And I do feel it's fertile ground to ignite something meaningful, right? Meaningful. And so this is a reminder, though. We see one person on the card. I do want to say Spirit wants me to remind you, you don't have to do it alone. Aries energy is all about independence, right? And true success comes, though, I feel, when we work with other aligned souls. You don't have to do it all alone. I don't know if I'm speaking to a masculine or a feminine. It really doesn't matter. We do see a masculine on the card, and I do feel this really is about building strong foundations, right? Refining our vision through new collaborations. Maybe you've been on the path for a long time, flying solo, doing it on your own, and now it's time to share. Maybe this is a message of wisdom, sharing. There is a need to move on, though, I want to say, from self-sabotaging behaviors, right? That's what this is. A need to move on from self-sabotaging behaviors, right? Or patterns of manipulation, whether from others or from within. And so ask yourself, are you holding on to a version of success that has shaped you by external validation? Because if that's the case, it's time to shift the focus, right? It's really time to shift the focus, because I want to say there's like emotional truth coming forward. There's like intuitive movement, and this could be connected to romance too, and very well. But I feel this Page of Wands is a little bit curious. I want to say there's this energy coming through of curiosity. This really is reinforcing, I want to say, the energy of a new beginning. And so this really is mirroring the Aries energy, I want to say, of discovery, right? Pages don't have any fear. They have no fear. Children have no fear. They explore the world. They are open-hearted. They embrace life with a lot of enthusiasm, right? And children are very, very honest, sometimes brutally honest. And so maybe there's a need to be brutally honest about a situation here. Maybe there's not full clarity. There might not be full clarity, but the call kind of to move forward, I want to say, is undeniable. And so I feel there is a need to release material attachments, right? The King of Pentacles is earthly energy. I do feel there's divine timing and fate at play, right? And so somebody here has their destiny, I want to say, aligning in a very unexpected way. And maybe there's a need to release control. When we release control and we allow the wheel to turn, then we allow the universe to bring us exactly where it is that we need to be. And so maybe this is a message of faith, right? We're going to bring it back to begin with faith in the spring, right? We got to begin with faith. And so I feel this is all about breaking free from limiting beliefs, right? The Four of Wands is union, it's stability, it's celebration, it's alignment. It's the vision of what it is most of us strive for and work towards. But there's limitations here, right? And maybe we can't reach what it is we're striving towards while we're trapped in some self-imposed limitations. And I do feel there's like some type of mental entrapment that we're working through with this Venus retrograde. And I do think maybe this is a sign needing to recognize where you've been holding on to fears or a foundation even that's no longer serving you, right? And then here comes that Chariot card. Here comes the Chariot, right? And the Chariot is screaming willpower. The Chariot is all about willpower, determination, and victory through finding balance, right? And that's what this Equinox portal is all about. It's about balance. And so this really is the true embodiment of aligned action and choosing the higher path and moving forward with confidence, right? And so what I kind of feel here is the message is really clear for me. We are always in control of our direction. We are in control of our destiny, but we do have to free ourselves from doubts. We have to free ourselves from limitations, from chaos. We've got to free ourselves from seductions and distractions that keep us stuck, right? And so I think the final message I want to put out there today, trust the process, step into the new, take that inspired action. Don't rush it, although I do feel a very rushed energy. You don't have to rush. Trust that the universe is going to be supporting you. Trust in divine timing of your path and just break free, right? Are you ready to move on? Are you ready to move forward? Because the Equinox portal is here. The portal is wide open, and now is the time to walk through it. Let me know what you've got to say down below about this message.